Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for joining us. Manning the control board once again. Chris Cruz back. What were you? Would you do this last week?
Wow. Sister's wedding.
Sister's wedding.
Yeah.
Was it here?
No, Florida.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The Orlando area.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Did it go well?
It went well. She got married.
Good.
Which marriage is this for her?
One.
Okay, cool.
Marriage number one?
Marriage number one. Last sibling to get married.
How old is she?
Wow.
22.
What does she weigh?
Huh?
What does she weigh? We're just probing now. All right. We're just seeing how much you'll answer readily.
About 150 pounds.
150?
Yeah.
How tall is she?
Okay. She's short. Yeah, she's like 5'4".
Yeah,
Okay.
so,
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So the weight carries.
Jeffy's drawn some conclusions.
The weight carries. I'll say that.
Yeah,
the weight
yeah.
carries.
All right.
Yeah.
believe me, I understand that.
But we don't fat shame, so I'm
No, we do not.
I'm able to share this about my sister.
What's she pulling down a year?
Ooh, 0.
None? Okay.
What in the world? Does she listen to this show, bro?
Hey, that's why she married a banker. So
Yeah.
Oh, she married a banker?
She got a
married a
man.
banker.
Is the guy much older than
I
her?
should have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Is he?
Yes,
Oh.
yeah.
Okay.
Did you miss us, though? That's the more important
Oh,
question.
I was watching you guys
Yeah, every moment.
every moment.
Bet you were. I had some big news in BYU basketball, if I could just vent for a second.
I saw the headline.
Did you see that?
Yeah, so is it...
Made a nice hire on head coach.
Oh, no. Is this for real?
No, for real, yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
He was assistant for the Phoenix Suns?
Highest paid assistant in the NBA.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Coming to BYU.
Yeah.
Was all- Good for them.
Yeah, it's awesome. At first, I was like, who? And then, the more you read, the more you realize, this is a really good hire. And they're paying him $4.3 million a year, supposedly, according to reports. They don't
White guy,
have to.
another white guy?
Yeah,
He's one guy.
yeah.
Yeah, it's BYU. What am I saying?
Another white guy.
So what
But,
is...
it's great because, we're hemorrhaging players into the transfer portal. And our old coach, that everybody loved, has not said one word about the administration. You usually tweet and say, hey, thanks for the last 5 years. They've been great, unforgettable, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Right? Nothing. Not a word from this guy. Heads to Kentucky, and it's like he completely... I don't know if there was some problem there, but
He's moved on.
he already stole the highest recruit ever committed to BYU. Stole him. So he's not coming anymore.
Yeah,
the number 28 recruit.
love in the portal.
That's correct.
Number 28 recruit in the nation. He's been on a mission for 2 years. Now we're never going to see him. Never gonna have him.
Bro.
Going to Kentucky. So, but Kevin Young,
Don't worry
the
about
new head basketball coach at BYU.
At least now Kentucky can have the 35-year-old basketball players.
Yeah, right. Sure.
Wow. That's awesome.
That's right, Jeffy. I'm
Wow.
glad that's what
So
you took
that's,
from that.
I mean, that's good for BYU, though, because at least that will stop a little bit of the hemorrhaging. And at least
I
bring
hope
some
so.
of the players in, right?
I hope so.
that's-
And maybe we can pull them back out of the portal.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. But I had pretty much written off BYU basketball for the next 5 years. But now maybe this saves it. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
But also, Jeffy obviously has joined us today, as well as Chris's return. And Keith and I continue to languish in this room.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, right? I mean, isn't that a good word for it? Anybody know, did they do the blockade on 114 again today?
I don't know.
Because I took 635.
I take the other way until further notice.
Yeah.
I came that way, and it was not blocked.
Oh, it was not?
So that was at 4:15, between 4:15 and 4:30. It was not blocked.
All right.
Our time, so...
At least give us a warning so we can get off the
there's a
freeway.
sign way
Yeah,
back.
I did catch a glimpse of a
Oh,
sign.
you did?
But I didn't get a chance to read it.
Oh, I haven't seen
There's
it.
a sign way back, but I feel like the sign says, just prepared to have a 15-minute delay.
Yeah, you're going to sit there for 20 minutes to half an hour and just relax. Turn off your car.
Bring a book, bro.
Yeah, it's agonizing.
It is. Everybody hurts. The REM video. That's what happens out there every morning. We're just standing around in traffic, looking around like, what is happening?
And there's nothing you can do. Just absolutely nothing you can do. If you got an emergency or you really have to be somewhere, sorry, whatever.
Once you're
gonna
in
have to bleed out in your car.
Once you're in it, you're in it.
You're in
the
it.
way it is.
Wow, that is. Thank you for
You can
that.
quote me on that.
Yeah.
That's a Jeff Fisher quote.
I often have, actually. We quote you quite a bit.
Yeah.
Hey, the unconstitutional student loan cancellations. They've totaled it up. So far, it's only cost taxpayers. So don't even worry about this.
Okay.
$559 billion. What's $559 billion among tax-paying friends? It's nothing. Am I right? When you got a debt of $34 trillion, $559 billion here, another $559 billion there.
Seriously.
One day it'll add up to real money, but that day is not
that day
today.
Is not here.
Jeez. And meanwhile, there's protests going on all over the country demanding that Biden cut all student loan debt with no means testing. Why?
Hold on.
Why is that a thing? How do we even get off demanding that you took out a loan, right, to better yourself and your possibilities for the future, to maybe get a better job down the line? You made that decision. You took out the loan. Why should we pay for it now?
Yeah, and it's so arbitrary.
Don't believe it.
It's like, hey, if you took out loans and you're between this age or you paid this amount or blah, 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 blah.
That's why it just needs to be everyone.
Yes, that's why they're saying.
That's why it needs
we
to
don't
be
want any
everyone.
means testing at all. Just give it to everybody.
So hold on, these protests you're talking about.
So how do the universities survive?
Well, you've got small ones are closing down.
Because
I just read an article
The next
about
step is everything's free.
Yeah.
Everything's free.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the next step.
Just socialized education.
Yep, it's all free.
But can the left, can they start to kind of combine these protests? You got the Hamas holes can get together with the student loan people and just kind of consolidate
Yeah.
in the same spot.
It'd be wonderful if they could. And then, just you'd have less freeways blocked off, right? If they got together.
You'd have one major freeway blocked in a town instead of two. Oh. Yes, let's do this. Consolidate your protests, left.
So it apparently also benefits households earning more than $300,000 a year, and the most. That's who it benefits the most here.
Huh.
$300,000 a year. What? Talk about tax breaks for the rich. Wow. University of Pennsylvania's Penn Wharton budget model estimates that several new student loan debt cancellation provisions announced by Biden last week will cost another $84 billion. So that's in addition to what we've just talked about. Another $84 billion over the next 10 years. And he keeps doing this. Like every week, he cancels debt for more people. I don't know where it ends.
Got to get those votes.
Yeah.
He gets to make the
Well, he has to, right? Because
the campaign stops this summer.
He's not appeasing the Palestinians.
Well, he kind of is. I mean, he is putting pressure
It's
on
not enough.
They're too
Israel.
dumb.
Has he
I know, it's never
has he
enough for
shut
them.
down the war?
Right, and
Has he
they're-
killed every Jew?
No, he
That
has
is
not yet.
enough.
Not yet. Not yet.
I mean, seriously.
We have not yet nuked Jerusalem. And I think that's the only thing that'll make him happy.
It certainly feels like it.
I mean, when you're a supposed peace activist and you're worried about the Palestinians being slaughtered, and then you cheer when you hear that Israel's been attacked by Iran, something's
That's
wrong.
an
there.
issue.
Shows you
That's
everything
an
you need
issue.
to know, right?
That
You've,
does
you've
tell
shown us
everything
who
need
you
to know.
really
Yes.
are and what you're really all about, and it's not peace. So Joe Biden's day back home.
You are not going to make it through these.
Really?
I don't think. How
Why
many
would
do
you
we
say
have?
that?
Oh my
Is this
God.
just another day in the life of our president of the United States of America?
Yeah, just out of respect for the office.
Out
I
of
would
love,
think.
out of love for you, Pat. We didn't expose these to you. This is one of those one and done.
Okay.
Like you get to watch them, and then because there's going to be some Pat screeches on the horizon, I guarantee you.
Oh, I can't imagine that's true. I mean, I'm always so
Level-headed, calm.
level, generous when it comes to the president of the
Yes.
United States because I have such respect for the office. And
As well, you should.
and I should, yes. So anyway,
Yeah.
here he is landing in Pennsylvania.
Here he is. Here we
Okay.
go. Let's get out of the plane.
There he is. President Joe Biden getting off the Air Force One.
Could a human being look more lost and confused than this guy?
It's not possible. Now where do I go? Keep going down the stairs, stupid.
Frickin' mouth never closes.
Keep going down this stupid.
Sorry.
I think that's what the Secret Service is saying.
Honestly, we were going to print you up a card that said keep walking, but we were afraid you would fall down the stairs trying to read it.
Let's see him climb into this. I've not watched the whole video. It'd be interesting to see how he got into the car again, because that's a struggle for him these days.
Well, yeah.
Just the worst.
Everything is. Everything's a struggle for him. So then he went somewhere to lie about Trump again, as always.
Yes, he did.
Here's that.
The one that offends me the most is when he refused as president to visit an American cemetery outside of Paris.
Oh, for God's sake.
When he was president. Why?
I warned you, Pat.
He said that those soldiers who gave their lives were, quote,
he didn't!
His quote, suckers and losers. Suckers and losers, he said it.
No, he didn't.
Who the hell does he think he is?
Okay,
Who does he think he is? These are heroes.
Are they?
These soldiers are heroes.
Are they?
And most people in the audience know he didn't do that. That's
Correct.
why there's not thunderous applause there. I think people understand it's a freaking lie, and he keeps telling it
Yes, he does.
over and over and over.
Coming from the same man.
Completely disproven.
Who can't stop looking at his watch when the Afghanistan soldiers who were killed came home.
That's right.
I won't. Oh my gosh!
What a despicable piece of crap he is. Despicable. Wow, that lie has to stop. How are you getting away with this? Stop it!
I tell you what, bro.
Wow.
Okay, so you know how when you're taking a survey online, it'll tell you what percentage you're done with the survey, so you know if you're near the end.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not near the end yet.
17%. How you doing over there?
Oh,
it's agonizing.
That's hard to take.
He is hard to take. Yes.
He also likes IRS auditors, I guess.
It's amazing how we had passed legislation increasing the number of auditors.
You're bragging about
Guess who
this.
wanted them all cut? No, I'm not joking.
Not joking.
I'm not joking.
Republicans wanted the auditors cut. Can you believe that? They wanted less IRS agents, armed IRS agents, going over your taxes. Can you believe that? And you talked about how the student loans are disproportionately affecting the middle class and paying for the rich. The same thing is happening with these audits.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Specifically going after the middle class.
Yes.
Even left-wing publications have written about that. Yeah. So rather than having fewer auditors to audit Americans every year, we have 87,000 more. And that's supposed to be a good thing?
Can't believe people didn't want that.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm not joking. The Republicans wanted to get rid of auditors. Can you believe those guys? He's bragging about that. 33% of the way through, Pat.
Okay, good. He also lied about cutting the deficit.
Again.
I've already cut the federal deficit.
Oh,
you know,
my.
all the stuff they talk about what we've done.
No.
And I'm going to be self-serving a little bit. Every
What a surprise.
Every objective alternative points out we've had the most successful economy of any major economy in the world. So far. A lot more to do.
Who are these
But
people?
guess what?
What?
During the whole time, I've been able to
Whisper
cut the
it.
federal deficit at the same exact time to over $1 trillion.
Honestly, we could have.
It's opposite day, right?
In hindsight, we could have played just a press conference from early in his presidency and just replayed it. Just
Because he says the same thing everywhere he goes. He's not cut the deficit by $1 trillion. In fact, we're adding $1 trillion every 100 days. Every 100 days. That's slightly over 3 months. Every 3 months, another $1 trillion is added to our deficit. And he's bragging about cutting it? Again.
And I hate it. You have to remind people it's the COVID relief that Trump pushed through that rolled off.
Yeah, the $1.7 trillion.
He's claiming that. I mean, people have to understand this, right?
Yeah. Well, and even then, even after taking that out, he has still increased.
Yeah.
He's still increased the debt and the deficit.
You know what? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it?
Don't worry about it.
No, it's fine.
Just let it
Okay, good.
Have respect for the office.
For a
Just let it
change,
go.
for a change, that's exactly the opposite of what the IMF said
Really?
Yeah, the International Monetary Fund is saying, hey, United States, you're in trouble here. You got to do something about your debt. You can't keep this going. It's unsustainable.
Hey, IMF, zip it.
Yeah.
All right, don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's one instance where we're just not going to pay attention to them. They don't know what they're talking about.
We have an international body telling the United States of America to put the handbrakes on.
Yep.
That tells you everything you need to know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Yep. All right, there's a lot more. What are we, 33% you said?
I think we're up to 44%.
44%.
Yeah, we've only done 4.
Much more coming up.
Yeah, we're screwed.
First, let me tell you about another outrage, and that's abortion. It's been the greatest sin in our history as a country, and it happens every single day. And 64 million babies have been eliminated in the United States of America. And unfortunately, overturning Roe v. Wade was only the first step in a long list of things we have to do to eventually cleanse our country of this horrific stain on our conscience. The Ministry of Preborn, though, empowers young expectant mothers in crisis to choose life by supporting them, by giving them an ultrasound. That's $28. So your gift of $28 goes towards saving a baby's life. And it happens hundreds of thousands of times. When Preborn shows the expectant mother the ultrasound, it doubles the chances that they're going to choose life. And then once the baby is born, Preborn takes care of all kinds of things for the mom. Supports her, helps her, baby food, baby formula, diapers, all the things that she's going to need to be a successful mother, they provide. So your donation helps a lot. Maybe you can do $28. Maybe you can do $1. $28 a month would sponsor, a whole year's worth of ultrasounds to save babies all year long. So please, if you can, dial pound 250, say the keyword baby. That's pound 250. Keyword baby, or just stop by preborn.com/Pat.
That grave is unleashed.
Oh, good. Did he? There's another lie about Trump?
Bro, told you, buckle up. Buckle up this morning.
Can't be worse than the Normandy lie, can it?
Well, let's find out.
All right, let's see.
Because he failed to care, not only did people die, but millions of Americans lost their jobs, their homes, their livelihoods.
We're doing COVID here.
On Trump's watch, in the 4 years he was president, we lost nearly 3 million jobs were lost.
I tell you. Okay, so there's a lot there.
Yeah.
In a short amount of time. But first of all, more people died under your watch.
Oh, by far.
Bro.
Yeah, a lot.
And so in one clip, he's trying to say Trump cost so many jobs, and then he's also taking credit for creating jobs. It's just, it's infuriating. It's infuriating. But I like the Trump's watch. That's what he play it again. Play this again, because he's a wordsmith, this guy.
Because he failed to care.
He failed to care.
Not only did people die, but millions of Americans lost their jobs, their homes, their livelihoods. On Trump's watch, in the 4 years he was president, we lost nearly 3 million jobs.
On Trump's watch. So bad. He's just so bad.
55%. You're doing okay.
He screwed up a mayor's name, too. Oh, that's a surprise.
Oh, my gosh. That is a surprise.
He's usually so accurate.
I don't know if he ever corrected it either, by the way.
Oh, no way.
I don't think so.
Thanks to the mayor, Page, excuse me, I was going to talk about the old mayor.
Excuse me. Excuse me. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
I'm talking about the old mayor, but I'm not going to tell you the new mayor because I can't remember his stupid name.
He mumbles about who knows what, too.
Good luck.
It's kind of embarrassing.
Kind of.
Wait, hold on. Respect the office, I thought.
Yeah, right?
You were always saying.
Well, of course, respect the office.
Yeah.
Of course, always.
Okay.
And the man who holds the office. But
there's more to respect. More mumbling to respect.
So you just handed it off to this next clip. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the story's about. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Good luck.
On a kitchen table with a guy who was sort of the David Broder of the Pennsylvania Press, the Scranton Press. You think I'm
Pause
kidding?
Pause it for a second. You think I'm kidding? Nobody knows what the hell you're talking about. We don't think you're...
Bro, if you think you're lost now.
Hell, why does he have to say that all the time? You think I'm kidding? No, nobody thinks you're kidding because you're not funny ever. We don't ever think it's a joke.
And we have to know what you're talking about to begin with.
To be in on it. And who is David Broder?
He's something with the Scranton Press, right?
Press.
This is a 27-second clip.
Broder's got to be somebody with the Scranton Press.
Yeah, start it over again. First of all, I don't know who David Broder is.
Well, that's embarrassing in and of itself.
Is
that
it?
You don't know who
all right,
David
why don't you
Broder
fill
is.
me in? Why don't you fill me in then? David Broder.
He's a
American journalist.
He's a historic journalist from Scranton. Everybody knows who he is.
All right. Okay.
And, look, it's embarrassing that I'm the only one in this room that
knew that.
Because, you should.
Because you looked it up.
He's one of those guys, you know him, you love him.
Oh,
David
really?
Broder.
He is. He worked for the Washington Post for 40 years. You knew him and loved him?
You didn't work at Scranton?
Okay.
That's not the David Broder I was thinking of.
Apparently not.
Different guy.
But the guy he's talking about is the David Broder of Scranton.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, right, that's what he said. That's what he said.
Yeah. That David Broder is so famous that everybody knows instantly.
Okay.
Oh, he's the David Broder of
Scranton.
I should have known that.
He's the son of Albert Doc Broder, a dentist, and Nina Salzer Broder.
Okay.
There you go.
Duh.
There you go.
All right.
Prime citizens in Scranton.
All right, start from the beginning with this. Incredible.
On a kitchen table with a guy who was sort of the
Try to follow
David
this.
Broder of the Pennsylvania Scranton Press.
Pause it.
Okay, so he sat around the table.
You think I'm kidding about David Broder, who nobody knows who it is?
Okay, but he's talking about sitting around the table with a guy who reminded him of the great David Broder.
He's the David Broder of Scranton.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay,
so David Broder isn't from Scranton.
Okay, so we're at a kitchen table,
right?
With Stephen Broder, a local Stephen Broder.
A local guy
comparing him to legend, and this is embarrassing when people compare other journalists to the legend David S. Broder.
It is.
We all know David Salzer Broder is in a league all his own.
Thank you.
Don't try to compare.
We don't need to fact check that. We know that.
You know what? That's like comparing Zach Wilson to Tom Brady. You just don't do it. Just don't. They might have similar arm strength. They might play the same position, but that's where it ends. Actually, you're right. I'm getting looks from Jeffy. Tom Brady doesn't have nearly the arm strength that Zach Wilson.
He's got strong enough arm strength to lift up 6-7 Super Bowl rings.
Yes, he does. But that's why you don't compare people to David S. Broder. You know?
Okay, so to reset the scene here, because this is how far we've gotten in the clip. We're sitting at a kitchen table with a guy from Scranton who reminds Joe Biden
of the great
David Broder.
I'm not joking.
Legendary.
Yeah.
And he's not joking. So let's go back from the beginning so maybe we can get through this
Clear
portion
this thing up.
and hear the whole thing.
Clear this up.
Start at the top.
We can't.
On a kitchen table with a guy who was sort of the David Broder of the Pennsylvania Scranton Press. You think I'm kidding? It wasn't.
He can't remember his name.
And he would they'd come and have breakfast at the table.
Right.
And a kid could wander around the table where the adults were sitting, but you could never sit at the table.
The hell's happening? Okay, I don't know.
So the kids could wander around the table while the adults were having breakfast.
And this has to do with what?
He doesn't even know.
He can't remember the guy's name.
He can't remember the guy's name.
No.
He can't remember what they talked about, but he knows that they sat around the table.
But he's got some weird thing that he wants to get out about something that he thinks is profound.
Right.
Again, that I'm sure is not, but he's trying desperately to get there. With a story no one can relate to.
No one relates to. No one knows what he's talking about. Those kids are all 60, 70, or dead now. Yeah. And they were raised going, every time he came to the house, we couldn't sit at the table. My dad made us run around the kitchen. I mean, it's just...
And they told their friends at school, my dad is the David Salzer Broder of Scranton, Pennsylvania. And they're like, the other kids are like, you liar.
No way.
Liar. No way. Not David S. Broder.
No way.
No, there's no chance that's true. And the kid took a lot of beatings because of it.
Yeah, well, schools aren't what they used to be.
No, they're not. No.
And that's a shame.
People would bully them when they brought up David S. Broder. And it is.
Oh, tell us
sad.
again how
It's
your
sad.
dad is like him.
You lying little sack of crap.
Yeah. That's just amazing.
So the brilliance
Just amazing.
continues.
Sure does.
And Joe apparently forgets where he's from.
Oh, my gosh.
But we know
My grandfather would tell me when I walked out the door in North Washington Avenue, Scranton.
North Scranton.
See, now that's a stuttering issue.
Yeah, that's the
So why
lifelong
don't you
stutter.
stop making fun of him?
All right, you're right.
Good call, Jeffy. Wait,
How
let's
about
jump
you
in there.
stop stutter shaming? Okay.
Joe's knight in
Stuttering.
shining armor over here makes an appearance.
Appreciate that reminder.
Yeah, you're welcome.
'Cause that was
'Cause-
important.
Oh, hold on, can
That's
we?
important.
I think that's
It's
it. Yeah.
cast a pall on the entire show thus
Hold on,
far.
Joe, play that clip again, clip 7 there, the kitchen table one, and then Chris immediately after that play that clip that I just had you pull up in there. It's the same person. Joe's grown up, but anyway, play it again.
On a kitchen table with a guy who was sort of the David Broder of the Pennsylvania Press, the Scranton Press. You think I'm kidding? It wasn't, but anyway. And
Anyway.
he would they'd come and have breakfast at the table, and a kid could wander around the table where the adults were sitting, but you could never sit at the table.
Right.
And-
Right. Okay.
The kids could never sit
You
at
ever
the
had
table.
dreams that you had you want him to do you so much you could do anything.
That's
Same kid. That's Joe. as a
same
kid.
person. Same person.
Joe grew up.
Well, his voice changed. I don't know. if he
Sure,
grew
I mean,
up, frankly.
That
but-
happens.
Wow.
All right, where are we on this crap fest of
We're at
Joe
a
Biden Day?
We're at a video that Chris sent in of Joe telling a story about a hotel.
You thought that story was bad, bro.
Yeah.
Is this yesterday as well?
This is yesterday as well.
Now, is he kidding on this one?
No.
So we shouldn't laugh about
No,
this
you should not
either.
laugh about this one. This is
Okay.
a new story that I feel like he's trying to put into his queue.
All right.
All right.
One day I showed up at the off-year convention, and I was in the motel after the local motel, getting changed after the afternoon session, go back to the evening session. I'd come down with some young activists, a little older than me, but still young activists, who were involved in trying to reform the party. And I was in one of those 8x10 bathrooms, they have, shower, toilet, and a sink, and I got a towel on me and
pause it.
shaving cream, and I heard,
It's one of those unusual bathrooms with a shower, a toilet, and a sink. It had
about
all
the sink.
three of those things. That is
Wait,
rare. That's a rare
5-star.
rare trifecta. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. This is a $1,200 a night
Yeah.
place.
Where's the kitchen table? Not in this nice of a hotel room?
Oh, it's in
I don't know.
another room.
I
Remember,
don't.
this is a motel.
Okay, it's a
So
motel.
It's
Yeah.
a motel.
So there's probably no table.
There's no-
in
no,
there.
there's no table.
But there is a bathroom that comes equipped with a shower, a toilet, and a sink.
I'll be damned.
That is an amazing
First of all,
trifecta right there.
he is
Come on.
riveting.
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 He's the best storyteller
He's about
in
ready
the
to
White House.
fall over.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
about ready to fall over, and he's telling some story we have no idea what he's talking about.
Okay.
He's
He's talking
He's
about
walking down. He's walking down back to his room from
him
the
finish.
day
Yeah,
let him
session to
story.
the night
Let him
session.
finish
Let
the
him tell the story.
story.
It might go
With a
somewhere.
younger, well, not younger, older,
Right.
but
They
a
were
younger.
We're gonna run out of time. We gotta
I
hear
mean,
the story.
holy cow! All
You
right,
know what?
sorry,
Now
go
that
ahead.
Jeffy's wasted so much
Jeffy's
time,
basically told us the story.
we're going to have to pick
I
this
didn't
up
even need
from the top
agree.
after the break.
I agree.
Wow, you just cost yourself chewing the fat time, bro.
Sure did. But it's going to be worth it
Wow.
because you can tell it's going to be a riveting story. Riveting. I'm already spellbound.
Me
over
too.
it.
I want to hear more about the shower,
You don't even
Yeah.
know what he's talking about.
Toilet
and the sink.
The sink.
Yeah.
All in one bathroom.
Yeah, but
You didn't have to go to separate bathrooms
Never heard of that before.
to wash your
ever.
hands. You could do it right there. after you use the toilet.
They
It's
make,
incredible.
They make those?
I guess so.
Wow.
I mean, unless you think he's joking.
Only in
he
Scranton.
didn't say he wasn't joking this time. Maybe he is. Maybe it's a joke. I don't know.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
We got Chewing the Fat with Jeffy coming up in a minute. Got some tweets, though, and we got to finish up the Biden clip that we didn't quite finish up yet. NH Pathead tweets, I never borrowed a penny to fund my education. May I take out a 6-figure student loan and use my degree as collateral and expect it to be forgiven? Apparently, yes.
Yeah.
Apparently, you can.
Yep.
Tamara B tweets, when I watch a certain person walking down the stairs, I'm secretly hoping he falls down the stairs. Does that make me a bad person? Well, if it does, there's several of us.
Yes, it makes you a very
that
bad
qualify
person.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, but
does it?
NH
Makes you,
It makes you a very bad person.
They weren't specific on who they were referring to.
This one's Tamara B.
Oh, Tamara B wasn't specific.
But you shouldn't
Could be
wish for
anyone.
anyone to fall downstairs.
That's correct. Thank you.
I mean, no matter who it is, whether it's
I attribute your Christ-like statement here to your daily scripture study.
What was the lesson on today?
you can attribute it to anything you'd like.
That's what I attribute it to.
Wow.
And I respect
Bless
that a
you.
great deal.
Thank
good.
you.
And when you get stuck in traffic driving in over here at the split,
Give us some extra time.
You get extra.
Yeah. Give us some extra time.
Right. And I'm sure you used that.
I went into the Old Testament today for extra time.
Did you?
Yeah, but then I didn't have to wait.
The Old
so,
Testament?
Then I didn't have to wait. So I
A lot of people don't like the Old Testament. I love it. There's some really interesting stories, as I'm sure you found out again today and poured over.
I will
those.
later. I mean, I didn't get to it because I thought I was going to get stuck in traffic.
Okay.
I didn't. But
You're going to be a scholar by the time they're done with that road work.
Fury and Energy tweets, Biden's allowed to lie with such impunity because the people aren't punishing Democrats for him doing so at the polls. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. From Frank Johnson's alter ego, 87,000 more conservatives can get audited now. Yeah, we got that going for us. So we're all pretty excited about that. Agent Yogi, you know it's going to be a great day when you get an early morning Pat Unleashed screech. An early Pat screech. Yes, I guess so. A little frustrating to listen to this guy. Today has been exceptional, hasn't it? He's pulled out some massive lies.
He has. He's worked up the Trump lie.
Yeah.
Still,
he loves that one.
Yeah, that's
he's
a
been
staple
on that
for him. Yeah,
quite a
that's
bit
staple.
lately. Mm-hmm.
And then we've got a couple of news stories. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, Chris has a theory on these Joe Biden stories.
Yeah, I think that he's just like any comedian that's doing stand-up. He's just making sure that the material is fresh. So I think he's testing
just
out.
updating.
Just updating the routine.
And so this latest story about the kid that circled the table.
The table.
And was
for breakfast. That's
David,
a new material.
David Broder
look-alike
person in Scranton.
This is going to be like him. He was,
he was like.
So hold on.
Like
so you're thinking if these test well, then we might seeing them for the rest of
I think he's getting tired of Xi Jinping's story.
Yeah, okay.
I think he's like, I've said that story.
You can't let that go, though.
No, you can't. That's classic.
People aren't paying for the new stories. We want to
right.
Yes.
But that's like stopping playing Stairway to Heaven.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah.
You still have to play it, just not as
Heavy
frequent a rotation.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
I like it when he comes out on stage because you know the encore's coming. If he hasn't given you a Don't Jump or a Beau Biden story, you're like, oh, there's definitely going to be an encore.
So this story that he's at now is that we never made it through.
Hell, I don't even remember.
We can start from the top if we want.
Yes, let's start from the top.
The hotel room story.
Oh, that's right.
The hotel room.
The hotel
Here we go.
room.
Yeah. Brand new story.
This is brand new. Testing it out.
One day I showed up at All-Fear Convention. I was in the motel after the local motel, getting changed after the afternoon session, go back to the evening session. I'd come down with some young activists, a little older than me, but still young activists.
Important detail right there.
Who were
every
involved
story.
in trying to reform the party. And I was in one of those 8x10 bathrooms, they have.
Yeah.
Shower, toilet, and a sink. And
okay.
I
Are you
got a
familiar with
towel on me
those?
and shaving cream, and I hear bam, bam, bam at my door. really loudly.
Oh, wow.
And what the hell is that? I thought it was this guy, Bob Cunningham, on a radio show, and a couple other guys. So I said, okay, guys. And I walked to the door and opened it up, and standing there was the former governor of the state of Delaware.
Oh, my God.
Albert N. Carville, a big guy, about 6'5", talked at you like this. And the state representative who got defeated 4 years earlier as a Democratic state rep who was retired. And
pause it for a sec. Did you feel his muscles? Can you fill us in on that? Did you feel his muscles? Could he have blocked for you in college?
When you're working on new material, you want to tighten it up a little bit.
Yeah, you do. I guess
you want to tighten up a little bit. So.
This is like a demo.
Yeah.
Because I want to know if he felt up his biceps and talked about how they're bigger than his legs.
It's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
Those are bigger than my thighs.
This is an artist kind of forming the clay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right before our eyes.
This is open mic night.
Here we go.
Working on material.
There's more.
And Carville, a big guy, about 6'5", talked at you like this. And the state representative who got defeated 4 years earlier as a Democratic state rep who was retired.
What was his
and
name?
One of the
how much did he weigh?
From the family that
could have
had
said
more
former, but he said no, he lost.
Appointed than any other family in American history.
What is
To
happening?
the tunnels, a former retired justice.
What?
And the,
What
and the
is
state
happening?
chairman.
I don't know.
And they said, I'm standing in a towel with
lost
shaving
me.
cream on my face.
Yeah. And I thought it was a morning
I'm
zoo
standing there
show.
with the shaving cream on my
Remember, he
face.
thought it was a morning disc jockey or something.
Uh-huh.
And it was.
Which, by the way, is he painting the picture that he is just wearing shaving cream and a towel?
That's right.
And he
I think
opened
so,
the
yeah.
door with just shaving cream and a towel?
Yeah.
Then why did he tell us about the young lady that was also... Is
When
she
he
in the
walked
room?
down with her.
Oh, he walked down with her.
All right, he
Oh.
walked down with the young activist who was older.
All
But
right.
still a young
But
activist.
still
Young
young.
activist.
Still young. Don't get him wrong. That's how young he was, though. That's the point of that.
Right.
Is I was so
Yes,
young and
that's
popular
exactly
and
the
powerful already that these activists were older than me, but they were still young but older than me.
That's exactly the point of that.
Because I've been huge forever.
And then I heard the bam, bam, bam at the door, and I was like, "Come on, guys! I thought it was the morning show, guys."
Bob
But
Cunningham.
it turned Bob Cunningham, right? I'm not joking. But it turned out it was the former governor and the state rep who got his
lost.
butt kicked 4 years Just say former
now
governor, and
retired.
former rep.
Now retired.
By the
Unreal.
way, I'm not a radio morning host. Is that something you radio morning people do? You go to random hotels and you
Yes,
bang
bang on doors. Yeah.
Yes, it's exactly
It was
exactly what we did.
I mean, maybe Bob did used to do some radio bits like that. I don't know. It's possible.
Oh my word,
good
he
golly.
is the worst.
Oh my gosh, it's outrageous.
There is nothing
No,
redeeming
I'm
about
standing
this
here, I'm
guy.
standing here with some shaving cream on my face.
In a
Yeah, but
towel.
what kind of bathroom was it where you applied
I was
the
staying
shaving
at this
cream?
motel.
Okay.
And it's
Was
one
it
of
a
those
nice
motels
motel?
that have those little,
Newfangled.
little bathrooms that have a shower
Yeah.
A shower
and a toilet
and a and
a
that's
sink.
it. Oh,
All-
a sink too.
all in one room. Yeah.
Yeah, normally it's all like 3 in 1.
What incredible convenience!
Yeah, this one is
I know.
separated.
Wow,
I know.
they have those in Delaware.
in a motel?
I can't take it. All right, it's time to
This guy.
chew the fat.
This
It's
guy.
that time again on Dad Unleashed. Yeah! When a man rolls in like a tumbleweed,
Wow, it's a big tumbleweed.
Yeah, no kidding.
you know he's coming from the quaking ground.
Oh, wow.
And his taste in fashion is world renowned.
Well, he is fashion, frankly. But
Thank you.
Yes, it's Jeffy
Appreciate you,
Fisher come to have a chat. Gather round, Pat. It's time to chew the fat.
Thank you, Fury and Energy,
I
for another
like that one.
AI generated.
Another
I
great
like that
one.
one a lot. Remember way back in March of 2021?
no.
The space agency NASA released an aging nickel hydride batteries from the space station after the delivery of the new lithium-ion batteries as part of the power upgrades to the orbital post. And you see here, they just let it go, and they said eventually it'll burn up in the atmosphere. Well, not all of it. In March of this year, a mystery object that crashed into a Florida home was from the International Space Station. NASA confirmed it. The object, weighing in at about 1.6 pounds and 4 inches tall, was part of the equipment from the space station that tore through the home in Naples on March 8th. Ripped through the house's ceiling, tore up the flooring. No one was hurt. No one was home.
That's good.
Yeah, no kidding. The guy was on vacation, and his son called and said, hey, something just crashed into our house.
So the National Aeronautics and Space Administration is now paying for a nice remodel.
I hope so. It never says
Florida
anything.
home.
It never said anything about what the compensation would be.
I mean, it's got to be serious, right? That has to be.
I guess, and plus they came. I guess when anything crashes into your roof, NASA takes it, because then they went back to NASA and they said, yeah. It was part of the deal of the aging batteries. It actually came from the metal alloy Inconel, which is expected to burn up, but it didn't. And we determined that the debris was support equipment used to mount the batteries on the cargo pallet. So sorry about it.
Oops.
Yeah, we didn't mean it. And again, it didn't say anything about what the compensation would be, but you have to, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just talked to insurance and leave us alone. Sorry. We thought it was going to burn up. Speaking of NASA, though, you, Pat Gray, probably right. We're never going to get to Mars.
No, we're not.
We're never getting to Mars. NASA is already seeking a cheaper, simpler approach to one of the top science priorities in the midst of a budget crunch. And this is just about retrieving soil samples from Mars. Humans will never go. A formal request for proposals to various NASA centers and laboratories, as well as to space industry companies, asking how to revamp a program. We've got technical complexities, spending constraints, and ballooning costs. And we need some alternative plans submitted for review by fall or early winter. And so good luck. God bless. We're never going to Mars as humans ever. Cool. I mean, this particular program was supposed to retrieve dirt from Mars and these orbital vehicles, and that was supposed to take off on 2027, 2028, return by 2030s. That was only going to cost $5 to $7 billion. And now they say, oh yeah, that's probably going to cost more like $11 billion, and we're not going to get it back till 2040. So good luck. Now, I mean, maybe we make it by the year 3000. Maybe. I know.
I mean, it's possible that we'll land there with a human, but we're not going to colonize it. That'll never happen.
I don't know. We can't even get the dirt samples back.
I know. It's true. For some reason, that's too tough a task for us.
And they've got all kinds of other stuff going on. I mean, they canceled they already shut down the one program that they had going. And so
the outreach to Muslim nations? Or is that still being funded?
Yes. I would not be surprised if it's still being funded. Unsurprising news from CNN. The weekly King Charles program with Gayle King and Charles Barkley has been canceled.
What?
I know.
Already.
I know.
It's been on for what, 6 months?
I don't even think it's been 6 months, right? It started in December, and it started out as a limited series. So it's definitely a limited series. Low ratings. Lowest primetime weeknight series debut in CNN in the last decade. The weekly call-in show failed to generate more viewers than reruns of Friends and South Park. Even for CNN, I mean, the show did not go over well. It got this one clip that went viral of Charles and Gayle, and Charles wanting to beat up African Americans wearing Trump hats.
Okay.
And it went something
like
this.
Or not.
Or not. But that was the one viral clip for the show. And I mean, to put it in perspective, Fox and NBC apparently, during that time slot are doing about 2 million viewers.
All right. So first, before you finish up the chewing the fat, however many there are, not necessarily 5.
5, 6, whatever. Chewing the fat.
Have you ever wondered just exactly how it is that our politicians enter into the public? They enter into public service. Just usually with moderate incomes. Then they make $175,000 a year. Okay. And then they come out multi-millionaires. How does that happen? What are they doing? Well, we explain that for you in this new Blaze Original. You're going to love it. It's pretty amazing. And right now, you can go to patoriginals.com, use the promo code PATOriginals, and then you'll get $30 off your subscription. These Blaze Originals are really state-of-the-art. They're really great. They're hosted by hosts that you love here, and they're put together by our staff, and they're doing such a great job. Really good work. PatOriginals.com. Use the promo code PatOriginals and get $30 off your subscription.
Pat Gray is unleashed. All right, a little bit more Chewing the Fat. A couple of quick stories. Please subscribe to my Chewing the Fat program daily. Available wherever you get your podcast. Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher. For those of you upset that CBS cut off Billy Joel's 100th Madison Square Garden concert during Piano Man, well, it started late. People were mad at that. And then at the end of the show, looked something like this across America. Well, that's Billy Joel's statement after the fact. So the video clip that what happened, apparently we don't have those videos for Chewing the Fat, so we have more later on the broadcast. They're going to go ahead and replay the concert at 9 o'clock on Friday night.
Okay.
So they're going to replay it all. They cut it off. They started late, and then at the end of the show, there was a couple of minutes left in the show, and Piano Man was being sung, and then all the networks broke away to the news right in the middle of the song. They didn't let the show
like the Heidi
end.
deal.
Yeah, exactly like that. So now we're going to have the Billy Joel deal.
It's going to lose some of its live punch.
I know, and people could still watch it on Paramount Plus, and they were just the social media went crazy. My favorite was evidently CBS was no longer in the mood for a melody because it just cut off. Get it. This episode of Chewing the Fat brought to you by Kexi Cookies. Kexi Cookies available at Kexi.com.
Yes.
Best cookie on the planet, Kexi.com.
Yes. And our Mother's Day box.
Oh, wait a second.
Drops on Monday. Okay? It's not available today, so when you go to the website, don't get pissed.
Because I've not got an updated copy for this.
But we got the special Mother's Day box that debuts Monday.
All right, and we have time.
Kexi.com, KEKSI.com.
As long as we're talking about a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame member, Billy Joel, the fan voting is over for this year's nominees for the Rock Hall of Fame.
Foreigner finished second, I'm guessing.
Coming in at number 1.
Dave Matthews Band.
That's correct. Coming in at number 2.
Foreigner.
Peter Frampton.
No!
Coming in at number 3. Foreigner.
Come on.
About 1,000 votes.
My
happen.
gosh.
Then Ozzy, then Cher.
Come on.
Remember, now according to the Hall, the top 5 artists selected by the public will comprise the fans' ballot that will be tallied along with other ballots. So,
Yeah. It counts as one vote.
Good luck to Cher.
It's worthless.
Yeah, I mean, Foreigner. And
good luck to Cher.
Now, if you make the fan vote, that still doesn't guarantee.
No, it does not. So. Yeah.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Somebody's pet elephant got loose in Butte, Montana, man. Yeah. If I had a nickel for every time my elephant has gotten off of its leash while I'm out for a walk with it, in the neighborhood, I'd be a rich man. So I can really relate to this guy's plight. And there it is.
With the mountains behind it, it's so great.
Butte, Montana.
Yeah.
Perhaps the nation's loveliest town.
I must say that Pat heads do a great job of sending me videos, particularly animal videos, tagging me on stuff. There is not a video in the history of my time on Twitter that was sent to me more than this video yesterday.
Oh, really?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. This everybody and their brother sent this to me.
That's great.
And some of the comments were that, well, at least it wasn't in Helena. I mean, it probably wouldn't have made it out alive.
No, we would have been shot dead immediately.
Yeah.
Mean streets. Look at that, dude.
Yeah, so apparently it was part of a traveling circus show, and it was getting washed, and some car backfired, and he took off.
Oh, wow.
The excuse.
Is it really?
So yeah, that was the excuse.
Where were they washing him at the
outside
town
of the
car wash there where you walk through?
You just get a hose, you hose them down. My God, you're the one that's talking about walking elephants. You know how to.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. If you get an
elephant
elephant that runs away from you just grab the leash and say, "Come back." And I guess it got away from the.
You know what sucks though is carrying around the paper bag for the elephant poop that you got to clean.
You give that to the townspeople. The townspeople come and get that. That's free fertilizer.
Then you got this one guy in your neighborhood. In mine, it's Greg, who you walk an elephant on his lawn.
Does he get upset?
He gets pissed. Right? Yeah.
Relax,
I don't even want
Greg.
your elephant looking at my lawn.
If you're listening right now, calm down. Okay, it's an elephant. Big deal.
Thank you.
That giant.
Thank you.
Hole in your sod where the elephant stepped. That will grow back someday.
Yeah, one day. 10,000 years from now, nobody will know an elephant was even there.
Tell you what.
Good point.
You bring in an elephant, your beavers might go away.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Oof. I just took a look at the the beaver dam, Joe. I've had a lifelong stuttering problem, and it manifests itself every once in a while.
You least expect it, it shows up. Yeah,
that's a shame.
But I was just checking out the dam last night, and it's significant.
Wow, did you have enough time in the day to get the back 40 in?
I did. Okay. I did last night.
Has the HOA come calling yet about how to fix this?
No, they haven't sent out the thing again. I don't know if they haven't seen that, but man, it's an impressive dam.
Is there concern that heavy rain might cause problems in your backyard?
I would think so, yeah, because it's pretty close to the top right now.
If you'd like, I can help you out with getting rid of your beavers.
Can you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. No, I'm not going to use the weapon because that will alarm them. But if you just go back there every day and club one a day, sooner or later. Just club one. Don't say anything.
Club a beaver?
Just club one a day. Throw it in the trash.
No, you don't throw it in the trash. You leave it out there for all the other beavers to see to know what's going to happen to them.
Just so they know. I mean, believe me, they'll watch you clubbing the one beaver.
I see.
They'll know.
And that's all it'll take.
That's right.
Okay.
Beaver clubbing. Right,
as soon as that beaver sits up on that dam and looks at you with his club to the head.
These beavers don't smoke, so there's none of that going on.
You haven't seen the boss yet, then.
Well, okay. That's probably true. So it was a big day for Joe Biden yesterday, obviously, as we shared with you last hour. It was also a big day for Joe's cabinet. Attorney General Merrick Garland discussed meetings that he's had with Biden.
Have you ever seen evidence of impairment in your meetings with the president?
I'm sorry. I testified, and I'll repeat again what I just said.
Well, that's different than my question.
Well, I have seen the president effectively guide
the
members of the department, of his cabinet, and his military.
But you won't say you've ever seen any impairment on his part?
The president has no impairment. The president
has never seen any. Gosh.
I don't know how many ways I can say this. Yeah. I have complete confidence in the president, and I reject your characterization.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He has said that before, too. He backs that 100%, man.
It's so obviously
bow down to
a lie.
100%.
Yeah, they're all on board. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm battled with Senator Hawley yesterday over stocks she owns.
Oh, yeah, we've talked about this. It was nice to see her feet held to the fire yesterday.
When you were here last, I talked with you about the fact that more than 130 officials in the Energy Department reported more than 2,700 trades of shares, bonds, and options in companies that ethics officers said was directly related to the agency's work. This is institutionalized corruption. And I asked you point blank, do you own any individual stock? And you told me, no. Let's just look at it. It was not a difficult question. Do you own individual stocks, Madam Secretary? You said no. In fact, you repeated it 3 times to me. No, no, no. Turns out that was false. You did own multiple individual stocks. And you neglected to report it to this committee for months afterwards. Why did you mislead this committee?
Oh, my goodness.
That was exactly my response. So why did you mislead this committee?
I believed that I had sold all individual stocks.
Yeah, it wasn't a lie. I thought for sure that it was that way.
I was incorrect. So I came back.
You just don't know your portfolio?
Come on now. Come on.
Pretty much.
It's a big one, I guess, huh?
No, it's extremely small.
Apparently not. Someone manages it for you?
So I came back as soon as I found out that, in fact, I had not sold all individuals.
Wait. No, that's not true either. Let's just look at the timeline. Let's not. I just remind you, you're under oath. Madam Secretary.
Josh.
You testified you didn't own any individual stocks. You didn't sell the stocks for a whole nother month. And after you sold the stocks, you waited another month before you informed this committee. Why did you mislead us, and what were you hiding? Why did you wait so long? Why did you hide this?
Yeah.
I did not hide it because I brought it forth to the committee when I realized that we had made a mistake.
Really? What explains the delay? Why did you wait for a full month to explain your actions to this committee, your false testimony?
That's less than a month, and I sent a letter explaining what had happened.
May the 15th to June the 9th. Are we
Because
going
I owned a Ford stock that was...
You misled this committee, and you wait. What were the stocks? What were the stocks that you ordered?
It was a Ford stock that my husband had owned since he was very young. And I just was not aware of it.
And what were the others? You sold 6 stocks. What were the other 5?
I sold non-conflicting stocks.
What were they?
Honestly, I don't even know. I do know the Ford one because that was a conflict.
You don't.
That's why I raised this.
You're here before this committee a year later after actively misleading to us, after denying and delaying, and now you won't tell us. Was one of them Proterra?
She lied. She didn't know.
She sat on the board of directors at Proterra. You made millions CNN reports and stock options at Proterra. Then you promoted Proterra stock and Proterra products as energy secretary. Was that one of the stocks that you sold?
This is so... I mean, really.
Was that one of the stocks that you sold? Yes, really.
No.
You were presiding over
Pause it for a second.
institutionalized...
Okay, she lies to the committee, and then she's indignant
Yes.
being called on the carpet about it. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, because she's out there pushing policies that benefit these companies that she owns stock in.
And then she acts like, what? Oh, how dare you besmirch me in this way?
And
you're the one who lied.
She knew... If we're to believe what she said about it being a stock that her husband owned since he was young, then she knew it existed.
Right.
With Ford. She knew it was there because hubby had it forever.
Of course she knew. Come on. All right, there's more.
You are presiding over institutionalized corruption in your energy department. You have violated the Stock Act 9 separate times. You have been referred by the Inspector General for violations of the Hatch Act.
Good golly.
It is institutionalized corruption that you are now the face of.
Okay.
And here's what I'm trying to figure out. I just want to know who really runs the energy department. Is it you, or is it the mega corporations whose stock that you own that you're making profits in?
Oh, my goodness.
Or maybe it's the foreign billionaires who fund your conferences. Let's try something else.
Wow.
This went on and on.
Wow.
So what comes of this?
But will anything come of it?
Thank you. That's the question.
No, nothing will come of it. Nothing. Should be fine. She just misled. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know we had all those stocks.
That's why I
didn't know.
finally sent you a letter. You brought it up the last time I was here.
She knew her anus was in trouble.
Yeah, that's right.
And then she's like, "Okay, I gotta report this now."
Good band name.
I lied under oath, and so now I better tell him. Oh, I forgot about these stocks. Here you go. You were right. I do own stocks.
Darn it.
Huh.
There's a few.
And I have been promoting them.
Republicans, though, they're good at tweeting, and they're good at good sound bites.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know how.
And just for the record,
how many stocks she had.
Yeah. 70. I think it was 70. What he just said. Anyway, Thomas Massey is now on board the impeach Mike Johnson train. Just for the record.
Yeah.
So that's interesting development there.
Yeah, it is. Also, HHS Secretary Javier Becerra was asked about abortion from Senator John Kennedy yesterday.
Do you think that the state or the federal government in the third trimester of a pregnancy has the right to impose limitations, moral and legal right to impose limitations on an abortion? I think that's a yes or no.
I would certainly say that Roe v. Wade answered those questions. We defend and support Roe versus Wade.
Roe v. Wade has been overturned. I want your answer. Do you support restrictions by the federal or the state government on the right to an abortion in the third trimester?
And my answer is clear that if we establish Roe versus Wade, we get back to a system that gives women protection.
Do you support restrictions to the right to an abortion
And the answer is no.
In the third trimester.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you dodging the question?
I'm not. I'm just saying. I'm telling you where I am. I am.
Tell me, do you support restrictions in the third trimester?
I have.
If the mother's healthy and the baby's healthy.
Yeah, and Senator, let me try to make sure I answer this. Personally, as you mentioned, I've been quoted on a number of occasions before I became secretary. I support a woman's right to make a decision about her body.
But do you support restrictions in the third trimester?
No, he doesn't.
I just asked, why are you embarrassed to answer?
Because I believe in Roe versus Wade, and I think everyone recognizes that
Roe v.
law.
Wade?
I do.
Roe v. Wade allowed for restrictions in the third trimester.
Then you have your answer.
Do you support restrictions in the third trimester?
If Roe versus Wade is as you described it,
why are you scared to answer the question?
I'm not afraid to answer. I'm
asking.
Are you
worried you're going to get in trouble with people, with your colleagues
no,
who support
not at all.
abortion up to the moment of birth?
Not at all.
Then why won't you answer the question?
Because, Senator, I think I've given you the answer that makes the most sense. Roe versus Wade worked for some 50 years.
Do you support restrictions in the third trimester?
Oh my gosh.
On the right to abortion. It's real simple. You're the secretary of a department of the United States of America. Yeah. Do you support them or do you oppose them?
My answer is pretty simple. We will defend
Roe versus Wade. You don't want to answer it, do you?
No.
I've answered.
You know why you don't want to answer?
Because it's so radical.
You and your colleagues believe that a child has no rights, even a fully developed child. You know that?
You can say that.
And
I know where I am. I will continue to defend a woman's rights.
We know where you are too.
I think this is number 5.
It's not gonna make any difference. But go ahead.
Yeah. Well, if you want to choose to not answer it, that's up to you.
I'm not denying anything.
Let me phrase it another way. What restrictions do you support in the third trimester?
None.
To the
Zero.
right to an abortion?
He's made that clear.
Tell me what restrictions.
If you read the Roe versus Wade decision, it'll answer your question.
Why don't you just answer it for me?
I did. Roe versus Wade established the protection.
Do you support on the right to an abortion in the third trimester?
Roe versus Wade. Roe versus Wade.
Okay. Roe versus Wade doesn't say what restrictions. Roe versus Wade just says
it's also
the state
not law
and the federal
anymore.
government have the right to impose restrictions. I'm asking you what restrictions you support. For example, if the mother and the baby are healthy, and we're a week before birth, and the parents change their mind and say, we don't want a boy, we want a girl, abort the baby who happens to be a girl. Would you support that right?
I know no one who would go as far as what you're indicating.
Well, then wouldn't you say you would oppose it?
Because I'm telling you where I stand.
Okay, I can't take it anymore.
I know.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
It's agonizing.
Sure is. That's this entire administration.
Yeah. Well, and really, it's every Democrat on abortion now. They're so radical that they can't really fully state their position. They'll always go, I support a woman's right to choose. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but what about partial birth abortion? Do you support that? I support a woman's right to choose. That's between a That's between a mother and a doctor. Okay. I got it. Thanks. Appreciate it. Do you know your temperature at night can have one of the greatest impacts on your sleep? It really can. If you wake up too hot or too cold, I highly recommend you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets. Using silver-infused fabrics inspired by NASA, Miracle Made. They're thermoregulating. They're designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, so you get better sleep every single night. The sheets are infused with silver, and that prevents up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, and that leaves them to stay fresh longer, 3 times longer than other sheets. No more icky odors either. Miracle sheets are luxuriously comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands, and they feel as nice, if not nicer, than the 5-star hotels that use, 1,500 thread count sheets. Stop sleeping on bacteria. That's just gross. It's just nasty. Go to Miracle Made. Okay? Do that now. Go to trymiracle.com/Pat and try Miracle Made sheets. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. If you use the promo code PAT at checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and save an additional 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so if you're not 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Pat, use promo code PAT, and claim your free 3-piece towel set. Save over 40%. trymiracle.com/Pat.
Pat Gray Unleashed. Missed an episode? Catch up anytime, anywhere podcasts are found. Pat Gray will be right back.
Anti-Israel protesters in Manhattan waved the yellow and green banner of Hezbollah and proclaimed their love for the Iran-backed terrorist organization as others set U.S. flags on fire and chanted death to America. During another day of protest here in the United States of America.
Isn't it interesting that it's okay to burn the United States flag?
Yeah.
And be okay with it.
Yeah, it's fine. That's not hate speech at all. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. You know, the media ignores these psychotic radicals. If they ever mention them even, it's only to downplay the significance of them because they'll claim it's such a tiny minority of people. But white supremacists, QAnon, those are the biggest threats mankind's ever faced. It's agonizing.
Yeah,
it's
Bill Maher
agonizing.
spoke to this the other night. If you want to hear him talk about this Death to America stuff, this is interesting.
Bill Maher speaking a little common sense again.
Now can I talk about American propaganda? Because there was a rally in Dearborn, Michigan. It's a large Muslim population. Chants of death to America. I feel like we've passed something here. You know, I mean, the left has gotten mad at me for many years for talking about Islam. I try not to do it too much because I know it makes them go crazy, and I've made my point. But it needs to be talked about now. When you start chanting death to America in America, I mean, I got it. Charlottesville was real bad when they were chanting death to the, what was it? Jews will not replace us. But on American soil, here's the Tarek Bazi is the organizer of this. This was at the end of Ramadan, International Day of Quds, Al-Quds, which was pronounced originally by, he said, this is why Imam Khomeini, that's the Ayatollah Khomeini. Remember him, the Ayatollah Khomeini? He's the good guy now. Khomeini, he would say to pour all your chants and all of your shouts upon the head of America. Yeah, I heard this before. Not coming from America, but the great chastisement. We will chastise the infidels. But now it's coming from inside America. Sorry, got to talk about this again. He said, we live in one of the rottenest countries that ever existed on earth. It's not just genocide, Joe, that has to go. It's the entire system that has to go. No, it doesn't. I like our system. This is America, for crying out loud.
Well, what about...
And there are people who see me say this, oh, he's a conservative now. I'm a conservative. I have not changed. I always liked America and thought death to it was bad.
Okay, no.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
No. And I find it interesting that Piers Morgan was there because accompanying that clip on the internet is a clip from 2017. If you recall, Donald Trump with his Muslim ban when he was trying to keep people from countries that hate us from traveling to America. Bill Maher was on his show decrying that. Like, how can he do this? I mean, this is so terrible. And Piers Morgan was actually trying to talk him down like, this isn't a bad thing. So I think it's interesting that Piers was there for this go around too. I don't know if he called him on this, but
I don't know if Bill Maher's opinions have changed or if he's just bolder about expressing certain things and we didn't hear it from him before. But there's a difference, right? Yeah. Between his rhetoric then and his rhetoric now.
Maybe it's us.
I don't know. I don't think so, but I think it's him. I think he has changed a bit. Or maybe he has stayed the same, and it's the fact that the left has gone so radical that he can't even support it now, and he's got to speak out against it. Because That's happened too.
Yeah.
I mean, the Overton window effect has made it so that Bill Maher can't even tolerate it. So
I know.
Isn't the thing where, like, as older you get, the more conservative you get?
Could be.
He is getting older.
Yeah, true.
That's a
It's
Winston
possible.
Churchill thing, right? If you're under 30, you have no heart if you're a conservative. But if you're
You have no
over
brain.
30 and you're not a conservative, you have no brain, yeah.
Yep. That's
go.
pretty accurate, I would say. And have you heard about this kid who wrote a paper for school? Then he got punished. As a Christian kid, 16 years old, at a high school in North Carolina, he was suspended for 3 days after using the term illegal alien in an English assignment because it's offensive and disrespectful.
Oh, I should have quoted Bill Clinton.
Right.
Who used the term illegal alien quite a bit.
Yeah. Now, of course, he's going to have to, he's got his record that's been damaged.
Yeah.
He's been punished for this. That's despicable.
Yeah. Play this.
Someone's feelings were hurt.
Play this clip of the
Someone's feelings were hurt.
Oh, no,
of
we
the
can't have that.
illegal aliens there. Clip 17 there with the invasion yesterday on California. Look at that. There you go.
A motorboat speeds ashore at North Carlsbad City Beach around 11 Saturday morning. CBP says at least 15 to 20 migrants jumped out of the boat.
It gets better.
Boat was
Video
out of
showing
control.
most of
They
them
had a car waiting for 'em.
escaping in a waiting SUV that sped away.
Oh, my goodness. It's not an invasion, though, y'all.
No.
7.2 million illegals have entered the U.S. in the last 3 years, an amount greater than the population of 36 states.
We're going to go with that
Larger
number?
than
Your point?
any American city. And then what's this flyer? They had a flyer that's been passing around Central America that just says, you got to get to America.
Yeah, and
Joe
vote
needs
for Joe
you.
Biden. Yeah, let's
Joe-
get to America. Vote for Joe Biden. Hurry up.
Okay. Orchestrated destruction of our country.
I believe he also said we need another 4 more years of open border. I think he also said.
Yeah, you need 4 more years. Gotta keep Joe.
Well, yeah, we keep Joe and we have another 4 years of this. That'll be the end of us.
It sure will.
So good luck with that. If that's what we choose, that's what we're going to get. That's why this is so critical right now. We say it every time, but it's really true this time. This is the most important election of all time. And if we make the wrong choice this time, I don't think we recover from it. It's just too critical right now. He's just too bad for this country. I mean, if you were trying to destroy the nation, what would you do differently? There's not one thing he's left out here, is there? All right, 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed. Next.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome to it. Got some tweets here. This from Lone Wolf 2965. Follow-up question for the Attorney General. If it's not impairment, what do you call it when he's frequently caught staring vacantly and slack-jawed off into space?
Contemplation.
Yeah, right.
There it is.
Contemplation.
Right. Meditation,
Yes.
contemplation, one of those. Hee Haw the Viking, one of the greatest political wins of the past 25 years is the fact that Merrick Garland did not get on the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Brown Jackson is just a useful idiot. Garland is evil. Nancy's vodka-soaked dentures. Pat luckily has plenty of clubbing experience with his annual SEAL club hunting
Thank
trips.
you. I was thinking the same thing. Thanks for bringing that up.
If you do make it back there to the Beavers, could you please
club
record
them?
it? Yeah.
Yes,
'cause
I will.
The
I will
clicks
record
would
it.
be incredible.
Don't. No, you can't. You can't film it.
Why?
Because then you get in trouble.
By who?
By the beaver protection people.
The beaver protection people. I do fear them. Yeah. How many times have we talked about the beaver protection people?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Take them beavers.
Peter, they will protest. Your neighborhood will be mad, but you just got to do it just one at a time.
Okay. Just one beaver at a time.
Pretty soon somebody will come and go, Hey, you've got a beaver back there. I do?
What?
Oh, my gosh, we'll have to get rid of that one.
What, did a coyote kill it?
Humanely, of course.
Yeah.
But you're right, Jeffy. You don't want to document this because it's not illegal if you don't get caught.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Just gradually, one by one.
Subtle.
All right.
Boom.
Yeah, good call. But the clicks, though.
Oh, man.
The clicks.
All right. It's 2024, and you got to start taking care of yourself and your liver right now more than ever. The latest data from the American Heart Association, which we've talked about often, adults with fatty liver are 3.5 times more likely to have heart failure than those without. And there's probably 100 million Americans who have fatty liver, but there is something you can do about it.
Maybe 100 million and one.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I've never seen your liver, but I can imagine, we throw a few things at it, right?
Let me eat!
Cholesterol. Did you know that's not good for your liver? Huh. Statins, cigarettes, which you did for a good long time.
A long time.
Yeah. But that causes a sluggish fatty liver, and it makes us gain weight, lose energy. You wouldn't know anything about those things, right, Jeffy?
Yeah, and you don't smoke anymore, so what's the deal?
So what's the deal? You know what you should do is get Liver Health Formula. That'll help your liver with over 500 key functions that it does for you every day, and you just take it for granted. That's all you do. So give your liver some help. Go and check out the Liver Health Formula, which is an all-natural supplement containing 11 clinically proven botanicals that help recharge and protect your liver. You can try it and get a free bottle of nano-powered omega-3 to keep your heart healthy, too. Try Liver Health Formula by going to getliverhelp.com/Pat. Claim your free bonus gift. That's getliverhelp.com/Pat.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome. Over on MSNBC yesterday, the ultra-conservative Joe Scarborough had a message for Trump supporters.
There's an issue.
With Joe?
Yes.
Jeffy's right. Yeah.
What do you mean?
He's gone,
mental issue.
He's gone.
He's off the deep end. He's
I'm
off
not
the deep
sure
end.
if Mika...
He didn't even pretend, really.
Mika's told him, hey... Not this tonight, baby. Not happening. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
But he is off the deep end, man.
Yeah, this rant is more like 5 or 6 minutes long. We only took about 60 seconds from it, but Jeffy's right. If you watch the entire Joe Scarborough rant, he needs to check himself into some mental ward for sure.
And I guess he may, I know he pretends to be a conservative, speak for conservatives on MSNBC. I mean, he's got to be... To go off like he did, he's either really off his meds or he's legitimately a paid consultant for the Biden administration.
Well, that's what MSNBC is. Right? They're the propaganda arm of the administration. Yeah. And here's part of his rant.
So Donald Trump keeps talking about how America sucks. And before he got elected, America sucked. And then he got elected, suddenly America was great. Then he lost, and now America sucks again. You're voting for a guy like that? You live in the most powerful, greatest country on the face of the earth? And you're voting for a guy that tells you every day that America sucks? What's wrong with you? Who raised you? What history did you read?
That's it.
Like, where are you from? Because you may claim to be from where I'm from, but you were not raised by the same teachers I was raised by.
Teachers get raised by teachers?
You don't read.
Well, that's
because
weird.
if you read, Mike, the facts are clear.
The facts are clear.
I'm getting tired of saying this to people who claim to be patriotic but hate America because they're always running America down. They're always trashing America. They're always saying America's horrible. Its democracy doesn't work.
We don't have a democracy, Joe.
If Donald Trump doesn't win.
It's a long rant.
You're right.
I mean, he continues to talk about how the economy is so strong, and
my gosh,
it's just
it's vomitous,
incredible.
Yeah. Well, he's a hardcore conservative, though, so and he was a Republican congressman. I don't know if you're aware of that.
What happened to that intern?
The intern? She fell and
crap.
bumped her head
In his office?
and died.
In his office?
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this.
Yeah, she fell.
Accidents happen.
And accidents happen. Sometimes
So, hold
people
on.
fall and die, especially when they're 21. 21-year-olds fall down and die every day.
Hold on. So I don't think
If I've seen it once,
know all the details.
You know?
So a young female staffer,
intern at his office,
fell and hit her head and died?
And died. Yes. Yeah.
What was she doing in there?
It's a little work for Joe.
Interning?
Yeah.
What's your deal?
What do interns do? They work for their boss, and that's what she was doing when she fell.
Okay, so hold on.
And hit her head.
How did she fall?
And died.
I don't even think I've ever fallen, knock on wood, in this building.
Well,
but definitely not hard enough to die.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's
because that happens all the time. I don't know how many
does.
people have been sitting at their desk and then fell and died in this building. It's been
lot.
A lot.
A lot.
We've had piles of dead bodies that we go into we go into the newsroom over there. What the think tank?
The think tank.
And
They
the
had
piles
okay.
of dead people that have
I thought they were
fallen
napping over
off
there.
their
You're
chairs.
saying
No,
they
they're
had
dead.
Between that
dead.
between that and some days it's so hot in there, they're just a pile of ash.
So
in
hold
there,
on a second. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the odds are slim that you're going to fall at work.
Are they though?
Not here.
Then
Not
you're
here.
going to fall
We had
and
piles
die?
Of, yeah.
What a strange world
You
this
should
is.
It
leave
is a
this room
strange
once in a
world.
while.
Yeah.
Well, once in a while, you turn around a little too quick, and pretty soon you're flying right out of your chair.
I got that.
And you hit
I got
your
that.
head,
That might happen.
You know?
But then you die from that?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you're 20, 21,
Oh, yeah, frail and old.
frail.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hit your head.
So
Sure.
your bones aren't fully developed yet,
I got it.
and your skull's crush easily.
In his office, of all places.
In his office. Yeah, it's
This
weird.
doesn't make sense to me.
Huh. Hope you're not casting aspersions at Joe.
Kind of sounds like he is.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
I'm just asking for details is all.
Huh. Then over at the Coven, we had Joy Reid. No, she's at MSNBC.
she's
no, we got more
right?
from the Biden network.
Although she is definitely a part of the Coven.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah, she is.
just a
Honorary
different
member,
show. Yeah, she sits around a different cauldron.
And so she
was talking about Donald Trump yesterday,
she's
too.
giddy about these trials going on.
good.
Stupid stuff. Yeah.
All right, here she is.
In prison. But for me, there is something wonderfully
Pause
poetic
it. Again,
about the fact that
cultural appropriation.
Thank you.
Why isn't she called on that? Seriously, if that's a white person sitting there with dreads, they'd be in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
People would be screaming at the top of their lungs about it. Why is it okay for her?
And a couple other observations. Lawrence O'Donnell with the grin on his face, like, I can't wait. This is gonna be so good. She's gonna go off on him. But then when they cut to her and then they cut back to the studio, I want you to watch. Half of the panel is like paying their bills, balancing their checkbook. Like they're not even listening to her. And then like, oh, the camera's back on me. Watch this classic. I love this.
in prison. But for me, there is something wonderfully poetic about the fact that despite the fact that even if convicted, he's not going to go to prison. The first person to actually criminally prosecute Donald Trump is a black Harvard grad, the very kind of person that his former staff, the people who worked for him, Stephen Miller, et cetera, want to never be at Harvard Law School. But he was. And he came out and graduated, and he's prosecuting you, Donald. And a black woman is doing that same exact thing in Georgia.
Pause
and
it. Wait, the guy wanted never to be at Harvard? Is that what you said? But he was. So he didn't want to go there.
I don't know.
Why did he go there?
Or she's trying to think that we as the whites didn't want him there.
Oh. Is that what it was?
I think so.
Roll that back about 10, 15 seconds. I want to
that would be,
soak that
I
in.
would guess that would be her take, but
Did nobody?
But he was.
But
and he
back,
came out
further,
and
back
graduated,
a little bit
prosecuting you, Donald.
like 10, 15 seconds more. All
Our
right.
staff, the people who worked for him, Stephen Miller, et cetera, want to never be at Harvard
Yes, you're right.
Law School. But he was. And he
Baby.
came out and graduated. He's
Baby.
prosecuting you, Donald.
Don't
and
see
a black
color, but
woman
do
is
see
doing
color
that
is the
same
message.
exact thing
Yeah.
in Georgia.
Yeah.
And a black woman forced you to pay a $175 million fine. That's out now also in question because the people who put it up, that might not be legit. Donald Trump is being held to account by the very multicultural, multiracial democracy that he's trying to dismantle.
We don't
and
have
for
a
me, there's
democracy,
something
Puddin'.
poetic and actually wonderful about that. It says something good about our country that we're still capable of having that happen.
Oh my
Go
gosh.
DEI. My DEIs are bringing it home on today.
No, it's striking, and a system that also...
Okay, that's pathetic.
Wow.
That
Go
is
DEI.
absolutely
My
pathetic.
DEIs are bringing it home.
Ugh. Wow.
What a gross human being.
Ugh. And then you got over on ESPN, just to balance things a bit. Stephen A. Smith talking about Donald Trump. And
to my liberal friends out there, all you're doing is showing that you're scared you can't beat them on the issues and the merits.
Thank you.
That's why he keeps saying it's a political campaign against me. That's why he keeps saying they can't beat me at the election, at the polls. This is the only way they could do it. And if you don't put him in jail, and he still goes from being a presumptive GOP nominee to the official GOP nominee, and he goes to the polls, even though he was going to whine about winning and being rigged again, you have given more fodder to that argument.
Oh, yeah.
Which means we'll never have peace in this country because tens of millions of people see what extent the other side is willing to go through just to keep him out of office because they can't beat him on their own merits. And they're going to say, hey, you trumped this up against him again, and we'll have no peace. When all you got to do is figure out a way to beat him.
That's it.
On the issues. But you haven't been able to do it.
Interesting.
And that is not ESPN. That's his own show.
Okay.
That he
I was
does.
gonna say, ESPN doesn't allow that, right?
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't talk about politics like that on ESPN. And if he does, it's not like that.
What was that?
Well, they outlawed it.
Yeah.
They outlawed politics, which is nonsense. They didn't, but they claimed to.
I mean, Stephen A. Smith was making an honest point there. Although I was,
yes, I'm not saying it was wrong. I'm just saying that's his
No,
own
I got it. I was kind of distracted though by his pointer, his index finger. I mean, that is one long finger. My goodness.
Yeah, it is.
That's impressive.
Whoa.
That's like a meme waiting to happen.
You know what that means?
There you go. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
He's right, though. He's right. They don't believe they can beat him on the battlefield of ideas because they can't. They can't. And so they're trying to put him away in jail.
Yep.
And Stephen A. at least realizes that. At least he's pointing that out.
The argument that, obviously all these court dates are keeping Trump from campaigning.
And his son's graduation, right?
But, the high school graduation.
That's not cool.
But, it's working to his advantage. I don't know that this actually hurts him as much as they think.
It's draining his war chest. But you're right. In the arena of public opinion,
it's just strengthening the resolve of his supporters now.
Sure is.
Because you're after him and you're trying to politically ruin him, and everybody knows that's wrong.
Yeah.
Just leave him alone. Let him campaign. Right now, he's been told by the judge that if he doesn't show up for one day at this trial, they're going to arrest him. So that means for the next 8 weeks, he's in court rather than campaigning. That's a pretty good job of keeping him out of this campaign.
And then just to tick him off, yesterday after court was over, then he goes and campaigns, at the bodega where, the crowds were there.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
where the guy got assaulted.
Slaps him in their face, man. Yeah, that bodega is the guy that got robbed and then shot or knifed the robbery. And Alvin Bragg was going to prosecute him.
Right.
But there was such an uproar that he said, oh, no, okay, maybe we won't.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. What was that, about a year ago or so?
Sometime.
Something like that. All right, let me tell you about Eden Pure Thunderstorm. They're back with their famous Thunderstorm air purifier. It's their top-selling air purifier. Quickly destroys viruses, odors, mold, and a lot more. Thousands of 5-star reviews. You know it works. Any smell will vanish after just a few seconds. I told you the other day about, we're doing some remodeling, and so replacing countertops, and we've done that in the master bathroom. And I'm sorry, the primary bathroom. You don't want to call it the master bathroom.
I'm glad you stopped yourself there.
The primary bathroom.
Does your primary bathroom?
Yeah. Here's the thing. It has a shower.
Wow.
It has a toilet, and it has a sink.
Wow.
Now around the sink, they've actually put a countertop there, so you can put things by it. It's incredible. Yeah, a really complex bathroom. We're pretty proud of it.
Maybe that's why
That's why it's the primary bathroom.
Yeah, right. Because the other ones, there's just the sink and then it drop off, right to the floor. But in the primary bathroom, we actually have the countertop. Yeah. So anyway, they replaced them with the new countertop, and it's like a glue. It's silicone.
Yeah.
Right. And man, does that smell. It is strong. I mean, you can tell it's killing your brain cells the second you walk into the room. So I put the Eden Pure Thunderstorm in there, and within minutes, that smell is gone. These work so well, you're absolutely going to love it.
Now, though, you have to change the filter, though, right?
No, surprisingly, no.
No?
Jeffy, thank you for bringing that up. There is no filter to change. They don't have filters in this.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, you just pop it. You pop the... Let's see, do I still have it?
Where is it? It's over there somewhere, right?
It's right there, next to the tissue box.
Next to the tissue box.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. So, see, here's what you do. You just pull that out.
And plug it in.
You plug it in, and you turn it on.
Where does the filter go?
It's super quiet, and it sends out its O3 molecules, and pretty soon, all the smells are gone. It's awesome.
And no
Fantastic.
filter, right?
No filter.
Okay.
No filter whatsoever. You don't have to worry about it. If there was a filter, I'd be lost because I couldn't change it. But there is no filter here.
Good to know. Good to know.
So go to EdenPureDeals.com. Use the discount code PAT3. Save $200. Eden Pure Deals. EDEN. EdenPureDeals.com. Discount code PAT3.
So what's the finger thing? What's the finger thing?
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
And thank you again for asking the question, Jeffy, because a lot of people are probably wondering about that.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why, I just asking questions.
Did we want to cover the Supreme Court thing yesterday?
What Supreme Court thing?
Well, the January 6th case that was very important before the Supreme Court. And Jeffy, I think, gets to walk us through this.
I do?
This Neil Gorsuch clip, because the DOJ had an attorney up there that had her head handed to her. By
Gorsuch?
Yeah. So,
okay.
You going to tell
Walk
us
us through?
About, yeah, come on.
Were you watching it or something?
You can't tear me away from
right.
Supreme Court.
Well, I know that. Yeah, I know that.
Man,
you're all over them.
So they are looking, and they believe that they're about ready to toss.
Nobody supports Supreme Court hearings more than you, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, I like playing a judge, to be honest.
Okay.
I'm a fan of judges.
Yeah.
And robes.
Well, you know the law so well. I'm surprised you didn't graduate from law school.
Gavels.
Yeah. Right?
I should have, actually.
Yes, you should have.
They believe that they're getting ready to toss the obstruction charges against the January 6 rioters, which would mean that's one of the charges that is up against Donald Trump as well, as the obstruction charges.
Yeah.
So this is brought on by an appeal from Joseph Fisher, no relation, with the C. Former police officer who is seeking to dismiss a charge accusing him of obstructing the official proceeding, specifically the certification by Congress of Joe Biden election victory, which was disrupted by the Trump supporters at January 6th. And it's looking like the justices are going to go for it because they're like,
all of them?
Well,
probably not the three.
I don't know.
Here, this clip really demonstrates kind of the day in a nutshell.
Okay.
If I might, so what does that mean for the breadth of this statute? Would a sit-in that disrupts a trial or access to a federal courthouse qualify? Would a heckler in today's audience qualify, or at the State of the Union address? Would pulling a fire alarm before a vote qualify
for
20 years in federal prison?
There are multiple elements of the statute that I think might not be satisfied by those hypotheticals, and it relates to the point I was going to make to the Chief Justice about the breadth of this statute. The kind of built-in limitations are the things that I think would potentially suggest that many of those things wouldn't be something the government could charge or prove as 1512c2 beyond a reasonable doubt, would include the fact that the actus reus does require obstruction, which we understand to be a meaningful interference. So that means that if you have some minor disruption or delay or some minimal outburst, we don't think it falls within the actus reus to begin with.
My outbursts require the court to reconvene after the proceeding has been brought back into line, or the pulling of the fire alarm, the vote has to be rescheduled, or the protest outside of a courthouse makes it inaccessible for a period of time. Are those all federal felonies subject to 20 years in prison?
So with some of them, it would be necessary to show nexus. So with respect to the protest outside the courthouse, you have to show that, yes, they were aiming at the proceeding.
They were trying to stop the proceeding.
Yes, and then we'd also have to be able to prove that they acted corruptly, and this sets a stringent mens rea. It's not even just the mere intent to obstruct. We have to show that also, but we have to show that they had corrupt intent in acting in that way.
We went around that tree yesterday.
I know. I heard the argument yesterday, but I guess what I would say is that to the extent that your hypotheticals are pressing on the idea of a peaceful protest, one that's quite disruptive,
they happened.
It's not
all
clear
of
to
them.
me that the government would be able to show that each of those protesters had corrupt intent.
Protests that actually obstructs and impedes an official proceeding for an indefinite period would not be covered?
Not necessarily. We would just have to have the evidence of intent, and that's
I can't take her voice anymore. I can't take it. Oh my God.
Well, you're also not going to be able to take that Senator Tim Kaine, you'll recall he was Hillary Clinton's running mate.
Yeah, I do recall
He recently compared January 6th and the threat to our democracy. He basically compared parents at school board meetings. That kind of level of intensity that we just can't have in this country.
Incredible.
Bro.
Yeah, well.
Dangerous.
Yeah. And that's what he's pointing out there.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to lose this.
I think that's what we need to work on.
Shut up! Okay, can we switch out the attorney for the prosecution,
I think
please?
important. I'm here. I'm the Solicitor General.
Sucks. All right. See you on Overtime, and then back here tomorrow.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.